Heyo, Jonathan Leafty here, your friendly NetApp cyber resilience specialist. In this session, I'm going to lay the foundation for NetApp protection and recovery. So we're going to start with the data concept, right? We all have data. Data is important. So how do we start protecting data? Well, one way you can do that is take snapshots. Snapshots are consistent point in times that you can use to recover from. So let's say you have the source location. This is where you're generating data, whether or not it's a VM, an app, a container, a file, or object, doesn't really matter. Now you're creating snapshots here. So let's say this location, we only have room for a few snapshots. Let's just call that N. That's great. If I need to recover, I can reference any one of those snapshots to recover at any granular level that I require. However, what if this physical location gets destroyed? How do we protect against that? Well, one way you can do that is to replicate the data. And with NetApp, we replicate this by default securely and efficiently. But not only can you replicate the data, you can also replicate the snapshots. The good news here is that you don't have to keep the same number of snapshots. So maybe in the destination, I have more room. So instead of just keeping n number of snapshots, I'm going to keep 100 more. So in the event that I need to go back in time further, I can reference one of those snapshots, and I can restore from them. And the good news is, whether or not you need to restore at the destination location or back to the source location, you can replicate using the same mechanisms. Now, let's say you're concerned about what's in the news, ransomware attacks, and you want to protect against that risk. Well, the good news is that you can replicate this data and its snapshots to a secure, isolated environment as well, and protect it with a technology called snap-lock compliance into this, what we call the NetApp Cyber Vault reference architecture, which we'll get into later. You know what? What if we have another requirement? 100 snapshots, secure snapshots, not enough. We need to have, let's say, 2,000 snapshots. So we can go back maybe a year, 2 years, 7 years. But we really don't have the room in any one of these locations. What's our options? Well, how about if we go to the cloud? With NetApp technology, you can replicate, again, the data and its snapshots to the cloud, and you can retain those 2,000 or more snapshots that you require. And with any one of our replication technologies, we also support a robust replication topology. So maybe your destination location isn't just the destination. Maybe data originates from there as well. You can also replicate that this way. Maybe you also want to go to the Cyber Vault. Maybe you also want to go to the cloud. Any one of these topologies are fine. You can replicate from here to here to here to here, any location to mitigate any risk within your environment. And the good news is, even though this seems complex, we can wrap this up in a unified management control plane called BlueXP, which one of my colleagues will go in depth. And this is how we architect resilience here at NetApp. For more information, see down below.